Hi, everyone. It's your Dr. Isabel. We're just going to wait just a few moments because I know that everybody's starting to come on and this is live stream, live from New Zealand. So I'm just going to kind of wait for people to go, oh, wow, Dr. Isabel is on, okay? All right. So this is your weekly update from Dr. Isabel MD. That's me from Doctoronamission on the COVID-19. I don't know what week we are, what day we are in lockdown level 4 here in New Zealand, but it doesn't matter because the key is I encourage you to be like my mind. And my mind is I see this, I'm a visionary. What can I say? And I encourage you to see the long game with COVID-19. Not the short game, not what we're suffering right now, but the long game. And the long game is this too will pass. A wonderful mentor of mine, I never met, but I've read a lot about him, Winston Churchill, in World War II said, "We were born for a time as this." You see, each and every one of us, that includes you and you, yes, wherever you are, Instagram or Facebook, you've got an inner hero inside of you. And it loves to come up and arise to the situation that's before us. And this is like the perfect time. This is the perfect place for that inner hero of you to come up and go, I am going to crush this. I'm going to overcome this, because you realize you've got a circle of influence around you. People that you influence in your family, with your friends, and at your workplace. And most of us are working from home or we're still going into the front line. I mean, I'm still doing frontline medicine in an urgent care center, and I know how disrupted people's thinking is right now. So it's time for you and I to make a decision. We've got two decisions. Are we going to listen to the negative voice or the positive voice? The positive voice is I am going to rise up to this situation and lead those around me with positive influence, with inspiration, with guidance, with encouragement, with you can do this because you can. Or you can listen to the negative voice. And that negative voice is, well, I'll show you what the negative voice looks like. The negative voice pulls back in fear and sits on the couch, and you have your hand in a bag of potato chips. Or you may have your hand on the stem of your favorite wine. Or if you don't drink alcohol, you could have your hand wrapped around a spoon digging into your favorite tub of ice cream. That's your negative voice falling back in fear. Which one are you going to do? I want you to realize that we've all got to be strong and courageous during all this because we're at war. Yes, we are at war, and we don't even see the enemy. I mean, I just did a 2-hour webinar yesterday with my medical colleagues, realizing how contagious this is. And I'm going to share with you some take-home messages that you can do just to protect yourself. But this stuff is bad, and we don't know how long this is going to happen and how long this is going to go for. So make sure that you decide. My encouragement to you is to make a decision to rise up and fight this war and lead those around you and decide to be strong. I mean, like if I had a prescription pad right now, I would say, whatever your name is, your prescription is to be strong. Well, what does that mean? That means you need to adjust to this adversity that we've got before us. And the sooner you adjust to what's going on, the sooner you will conquer it and go over to the other side and win. And that's how we're going to win. So my encouragement to you is arise, champion. We're at war, and keep your fight on. That's the key. Get this right. That's what's so important. If we got this right, we will win this. Like Pitbull says in one of his songs, his new anthem is, I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I do believe that. And I say that every single morning. And that's how I get through. And that's how I am strength for those around me, okay? All right. So now let's take a little deep dive into the facts. The facts are there's this thing called R, and R is the rate of transmission of the COVID, of any virus. And the rate of transmission for the COVID virus is one person can infect 3. And so let's just multiply that. Let's go 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, on and on and on. One person can infect up to 53,000 people. Wow. And that could lead to somebody dying. So we need to understand that transmission is important and it's fast. And these are the ways that this virus, this invisible enemy, is transmitted. It's by droplets, like when you sneeze or when you cough. That sneeze or that cough can go 4 meters. Okay, 4 meters. I'm here in New Zealand, so 4 meters is 12 feet. 12 feet, holy moly, that's a lot. So after it lands, then it can land on the surface and survive. Here we go. It can survive on copper surfaces up to 4 hours, on cardboard boxes up to 24 hours, and on plastic and stainless steel up to 2 to 3 days. Holy moly. So if a lot of you are getting products delivered to your home because you don't want to go out into the world, well then, one, when the plastic box or the cardboard box comes, make sure you pick it up with gloves, yeah, and open it up and take out the products, take off the gloves, take out the products that were sent to you, and then get that cardboard box or that plastic away over by the trash can, okay? Because you don't know where that plastic or cardboard has been, right? Yeah. Well, all you have to do is pick it up with your bare hands, touch your nose, which you don't want to be doing. You don't want to be touching your nose or your mouth or your eyes. No! You want to stay far, far away from touching your eyes, nose, and mouth with your bare hand if you haven't been washing your hands, okay? So what's my recommendation? My recommendation is if you're going outside into the world, like the grocery store, wear a mask, wear gloves. You're not being silly. You're not being over the top. You're protecting yourself and your families and those inside of your bubble that are living with you. So I wanted to give you an idea of the timeline because, like I said, I'm in this for the long game and I see this as a visionary. If 90% of people follow the guidelines that are being implemented in your particular country, if 90% of the people follow, are obedient, then guess what? Then this is what the curve looks like. So it starts here. So down here is your timeline, okay? So it starts here and it goes like this and flattens and boom, goes down. Wow, we want that. So we want more than 90% of the people following guidelines. This is what happens when only 70% of the people follow the guidelines. And I know that's not going to be you because you want this enemy crushed, right? Yes, you do. And I do too. So this is what it looks like for 70%. If 70% of the people follow the guidelines, it goes like this. And it takes a longer time. Couple more months, maybe a couple years, I don't know. So let's be those 90% plus that follow the guidelines so that it goes like this and like that, okay? All right, so here's your take home. I'm gonna land this plane. The take home is if you've got masks and gloves, wear them to go out into the grocery store, getting your gas or your petroleum for your car, okay? 2 is minimum is 2 meters between one person or the other person outside of your bubble. And your bubble is your home, okay? 2 meters, that's 2 meters is 6 feet, okay? 2 meters. If you're sick, please stay at home. Please stay at home. Don't go out there and coughing on everybody. And hygiene, hygiene, hygiene. That means wash your hands frequently. Wipe counters down as often as possible. And when you're washing your hands, make sure it's with soap that makes bubbles, okay? You want soap that bubbles up. That's all you need. Just wash it and do it for 20 seconds. And if you've got anything to cover your mouth, do it, and your gloves and your hands, okay? So that's all from me. And before we go, I just want to say, if you want practitioner strength supplements and you want to get the Dr. Isabel MD Immune Boost, just go ahead and direct message me. And if you're living in Australia and or New Zealand, go ahead and direct message me, and I'll send a message on how you can obtain that, okay? All right, until next week. Arise, champion. That's what I'm saying. And keep your fight on. Oh, and by the way, let's take care of each other, okay? Yeah, all right. Mwah. Bye-bye. Hi.